Hello အားလုံးပဲနေကောင်းကြလားကိုအတွက်တော့နေ့တစ်နေ့ပြီးသွားခဲ့ပြန်ပြီကိုကဒီနေ့ empty ဖြစ်နေရလို့မခံစားရအောင် and I don't know why အဲ့တော့ကိုလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့ရက်ပိုင်းတွေကကိုမွေးနေ့တွေရှိတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ကိုကဒီတစ်ခါမွေးနေ့မှာကိုတယောက်တည်းဖြစ်လို့ပေါ့နော်ကိုကစိတ်ပူနေဒါမဲ့ကိုရဲ့ဒီတစ်ခါမွေးနေ့လေးရတယ်ပြောဖို့ကောင်းတယ်ပေါ့နော်ကိုကလေအရင်တုန်းကI think everyone deserves a cake on their birthday, whatever the flavor is. Goဒီမွေးနေ့မှာပေါ့နော်မွေးနေ့ဆုတောင်းနေလေအများကြီးရတယ်ကို I don't think I can look back at the past few years yet. What I can say for sure is with the resources that I have, with the capacity that I have at those moments, I had made the best possible decisions and had made the best possible choices, and I am so proud of myself. I love my existence. I think I have grown up so beautifully into this person, although it might not have been how I wanted it to be, or maybe the journey wasn't as smooth as I expected, but still, we're here. And I look ahead to many more years, many more beautiful years with me, and flowers, and things that smell pretty, and everything that is pretty. Okay. Happy birthday to me. Alright. So, all of a sudden, I started wishing myself happy birthday, but it's a mess. So, ခုနေ့ကဖက်လက်စားစာအုပ်လေးကိုဆက်ပြီးတော့ဖတ်ပြမယ်နော် Later that evening, Henry, at 6 p.m., I race home from work and attempt to make myself attractive. Home these days is a tiny but insanely expensive studio apartment on North Dearborn. I'm constantly banging parts of myself on inconvenient walls, countertops, and furniture. Step 1. Unlock 17 locks on apartment door. Fling myself into the living room, which is also my bedroom, and begin stripping off clothing. Step 2. Shower and shave. Step 3. Stare hopelessly into the depths of my closet, gradually becoming aware that nothing is exactly clean. I discover one white shirt still in its dry cleaning bag. I decide to wear the black suit, wingtips, and pale blue tie. Step 4. Done all of this and realize I look like an FBI agent. Step 5. Look around and realize that the apartment is a mess. I resolve to avoid bringing Claire to my apartment tonight, even if such a thing is possible. Step 6. Look in full-length bathroom mirror and behold angular, wild-eyed, 6 foot 1 inch 10-year-old Egan Scale look-alike in a clean shirt and funeral director suit. I wonder what sorts of outfits this woman has seen me wearing since I'm obviously not arriving from my future into her past wearing clothes of my own. She said she was a little girl. A plethora of unanswerables ran through my head. I stopped and breathed for a minute. Okay. I grab my wallet and my keys, and away I go. Lock the 37 locks, descends in the cranky little elevator, buy roses for Claire in the shop in the lobby, walk 2 blocks to the restaurant in record time, but still 5 minutes late. Claire is already seated in a booth, and she looks relieved when she sees me. She waves at me like she's in a parade. Hello, I say. Claire is wearing a wine-colored velvet dress and pearls. She looks like a Botticelli by way of John Graham. Huge grey eyes, long nose, tiny delicate mouth like a geisha. She has long red hair that covers her shoulders and falls to the middle of her back. Claire is so pale. She looks like a waxwork in the candlelight. I thrust the roses at her. For you. Thank you, says Claire, absurdly pleased. She looks at me and realizes that I'm confused by her response. You've never given me flowers before. I slide into the booth opposite her. I'm fascinated. This woman knows me. This isn't some passing acquaintance of my future hairdress. The waitress appears and hands us menus. Tell me, I demand. What? Everything, I mean. Do you understand why I don't know you? I'm terribly sorry about that. Oh no, you shouldn't be. I mean, I know why that is. Claire lowers her voice. It's because for you, none of it has happened yet. But for me, well, I've known you for a long time. How long? About 14 years. I first saw you when I was 6. Jesus, have you seen me very often? Or just a few times? The last time I saw you, you told me to bring this to dinner when we met again. Claire shows me a pale blue child's diary. So here. She hands it to me. You can have this. I open it to the place marked with a piece of newspaper. The page, which has 2 Cocker Spaniel puppies lurking in the upper right-hand corner, is a list of dates. It begins with September 23rd. 23rd, 1977, and ends 16 small blue puppy pages later on May 24th, 1989. I count. There are 152 dates, written with great care in the large open Palmer Method blue ballpoint pen of a 6-year-old. You made the list? These are all accurate? Actually, you dictated this to me. You told me a few years ago that you memorized the dates from this list. So I don't know how exactly this exists. I mean, it seems sort of like a Mobius strip, but they are accurate. I used them to know when to go down to the meadow to meet you. The waitress reappears and we order tom kha kai for me and gang musulman for Claire. A waiter brings tea and I pour us each a cup. What is the meadow? I'm practically hopping with excitement. I have never met anyone from my future before, much less Botticelli who has encountered me 152 times. The meadow is part of my parents' place in Michigan. There's woods at one edge of it and the house on the opposite end. More or less in the middle is a clearing about 10 feet in diameter with a big rock in it. And if you're in the clearing, no one at the house can see you because the land swells up and then dips in the clearing. I used to play there because I like to play by myself and I thought no one knew I was there. One day, when I was in the first grade, I came home from school and went out to the clearing, and there you were. Stark naked and probably throwing up. Actually, you seemed pretty self-possessed. I remember you knew my name, and I remember you vanishing quite spectacularly. In retrospect, it's obvious that you had been there before. I think the first time for you was in 1981. I was 10. You kept saying, "Oh my God," and staring at me. Also, you seemed pretty freaked out about the nudity, and by then I just kind of took it for granted that this old nude guy was going to magically appear from the future and demand clothing, Claire smiles, and food. What's funny? I made you some pretty weird meals over the years. Peanut butter and anchovy sandwiches. But tea and beets on Ritz crackers. I think partly I wanted to see if there was anything you wouldn't eat, and partly I was trying to impress you with my culinary wizardry. Okay. Hello. Cô sao bắt ta đi nào mà giờ lại đồ mẹ Nelly bên mẹ này đồ bỏ nó cô này à lê khi to thảo của nó bên mẹ này con lê cô hay recording gì mà đi lưng vô của nó bà mà biểu về nè silent gap gìဖြစ်သွားရှိလိမ့်မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ကိုပြောချင်တယ်ကိုအတွေ့ကစကားတန်နေနဲ့ထွက်လာမဟုတ်ပဲနဲ့ကိုတယောက်လုံးကိုယ်တိုင်ကကိုရဲ့ကောင်းလေးကိုရောက်သွားလို့ပဲနေမှာပေါ့နော်ကောင်းတာတကူပါကိုတလောတော့ကိုအတွေ့ရကိုမချောက်လန့်ဘူးနေလို့ကောင်းတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ကိုတငယ်ချင်းတယောက်ကကိုစားပုံနေတယ်ဒါလေးနဲ့ပြန်လိုက်အောင်မယ်အားလုံးပဲ Good night ပါကောင်းသောညလေးဖြစ်ပါစေ